introduce me, I'll just say hi, and then hey. I was gonna say,
Hey,
and then I'll go get a glass of wine.
all right, you go get a glass of wine. I'll say hello to everybody while you're getting a glass of wine. Hey, everybody, welcome to Streaming Matters, episode 54. Thanks for everybody watching. We'll see what happens and see what we talk about. There's a lot of things that's been happening this week. I don't have all the facts. I've got some of the facts. We'll see what happens and what we all come up with. Hey, thanks for everyone joining. I saw Redneck. I think he was probably the first one in here, and JJ Cord Cutter. He was one of the first people in this chat. They've been in there for like 45 minutes waiting for us to go live, and so welcome everybody. Phil and Tara, thanks for everybody. Mandy is always in here, and Damien's in here, and I saw Diana. I saw she was over here, and Tim. Thanks for you guys watching. Thanks for popping in here. Marvin, thanks for watching. Luella, thanks for jumping in here. Donnie, hey, bud. Thanks for y'all watching. Hit the thumbs up or don't hit thumbs up. I'm not sweating that, but it's cool to have it. I don't know if it makes much difference. Luis, hey, bud, another regular watcher. I want to say hello to my guests. While I say it real quick, I'm going to say hello to Bogacino, if I say that right.
Hi to everyone. Yeah, you said it right.
All right. See, I'm working on it. I would like to say hello to Blue for being here.
Yep. Hey.
Thanks for
Thanks
being
for having me.
Thanks for being on. I don't think Mr. O'Neill will be on. He's out in the caravan, so he's enjoying himself, roughing it out there, and everybody was asleep in his place. So, Blue, if you would, you could probably send him a link and just tell him that we went live, and if he decides he wants to jump on, he can.
Okay.
If you would, please. I know that
Yeah.
he said he didn't think he could talk much, and if he was going to be on for very long. So, and Griff, I think Griffin's always on here. So, thanks for everybody watching. One of the things I will say, I saw Superdell. He was using a new streaming platform, and I may try that in the future. I couldn't link it to my event, but I might try it on my next show. So I'm not sure how I'll do it to make an announcement. I'm not sure how that'll work, but it's a new one that you're able to. The platform will be a little bit different. My guests will be able to be over on the right, and I might try it out just for shits and giggles. So we'll see how that goes. So thanks for everybody on here. Heavy Metal joined in. Loki jumped in here. Thanks everybody. If you have any questions, post them over there. We'll roll over there. I do have subject matters that we're going to talk about, and I'll go ahead and say that now. Well, what's up, Bernie? I will say that we have, we're going to talk about ES File Explorer. We're going to talk about Vader, of course. We're going to talk about the small claims bill that is going in through the U.S. We're going to talk about a little bit of the changes to Destiny add-on. We talked about that last week. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the YouTube crackdowns. I know that Doc Squiffy has gotten hit with some stuff and some of the hurdles and stuff that we're all having to jump through, being on YouTube and talking about the subject matter that we're talking about. And there's some things that I've thought about doing. Let me write my note so I can remember what I was going to mention on that. And then a few other things. Now we'll remember to talk about Nebula. I'm going to remember that, buddy. Hey, DJ. So we're going to start. We'll start with, what do you want to start with, Vader, or do you want to start with ES File Explorer, guys? What do you guys think?
I don't think it matters.
All right. Well, I'll go down my list. I got ES File Explorer first.
Okay, perfect.
So, any of us that's been doing streaming Android boxes and such like that, we've had, most of us are very familiar with ES File Explorer. One of the very first apps that I had to have on my Android device was ES File Explorer. And why I wanted that on my device was that I could put that device on my Android device. I could turn on the FTP, the server, and then from my PC, I could log in through an FTP server from my computer to it, and I could move files around on my Android device, as well as take files to my Android device or take files off of my Android device. It was really easy. It was pretty hard not to do it correctly. All you do is on your computer is actually put in the IP address, and you were in. And You would just could move files around. It made it extremely easy if you were moving APKs on and off. If you wanted to zip up things, move them over there. It just made it a breeze. So it was a go-to for me for years. It was my go-to thing that I had to have. And I'm sure that lots of people know now that it has been removed from the Google Play Store. And years ago, it accidentally got removed, but it was only gone for a day, and then they brought it right back. And now it's been removed, and it says that the company that's behind this product may be banned. They had 46 apps that were removed from the Google Play Store. And this is it's Do Global, D-O Global, and it's a Chinese company. And ES File Explorer was now owned by a Chinese company to start off with. They were sold to a Chinese company a few years back, and I didn't look up exactly when that happened, but it said a couple years back. And it was sold to a Chinese company, and it seems that some malware was being installed on your Android device if you were running ES File Explorer, and this was without your permissions. That was happening, which that happens with a lot of APKs, people. If you're installing APKs, you've got to be careful. There's a lot of times that stuff is being installed on your device, and you may not know it as a malware. It used to be just PC. Now the Android is loaded up with malware. But the worst thing, the thing that really alerted Google, and what Google banned them for is for false clicks or for false permissions on clicking ads. And what that is most of us know on ads, when ad pops up, and how a website makes money is that ad pops up, they may make, half a cent, let's just say it may not be the correct number. Just say, let's say it's a half a cent if nobody clicks on that ad. But if someone actually clicks that ad, now it becomes, let's say, 3 cents. So it actually becomes worth more because a person clicked on it. So on a website, they want you to click the ads because they make more revenue from that. So what Google has found was that this company with ES File Explorer was falsifying clicks or falsifying users' permission. So it was clicking on ads without the user knowing, or the user saying, I want to click that ad. Generating money for the app and possibly for the website. If they're clicking their own websites, you're kind of double dipping. They banned them. They pulled them. And I was reading that. So this happened about 4 days ago, 5 days ago, something like that. Well, the company, Do Global, released a statement and said, we found some irregularities. We found some things fishy with our code.
Irregularities.
Yes, irregularities. Gosh, I hate it when my tongue. Irregularities, because I'm not that regular. But they found some irregularities. They found some. They found some issues, and they admitted it. And they said they found it, but they were going to fix these problems, and they apologized for this oversight. Sure. That's what they said, an oversight that these things happened. So yeah, it's kind of sad that these companies are doing this kind of stuff, and I've said it before. I know that everyone else on my panels have said, be careful what you're installing. You don't know what's happening and what's being installed, and what's being installed, you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes there. So it's kind of I stopped using ES File Explorer about a year ago, I guess. My NVIDIA Shield started just acting slow as all get out. I want to say it was when it went to 7.0 on my Shield. It was just, when I had ES File Explorer, it was dead slow. And I couldn't figure out why. I uninstalled it, reinstalled it, tried a different one, put it in back. I tried it over and over and over. And every time I installed it, it was slow. I'd uninstall it, my Shield would run fine. So I ended up just leaving it off because I'm like, something's wrong with it. And it just seems funny that now we're hearing that that there's some problems, and that they were putting malware and false clicks. And I'm wondering how many processes were running behind the scenes that I couldn't see on my Shield when it's running. How many things it was going on making that money. So
Yeah, so that's the first thing that a user can see in their devices if they go slow for no reason. Is something that they installed caused a problem. So they have to uninstall everything from everything, and the best solution for that is to do a hard reset to your box and install everything from the beginning.
Yeah, one at a time. If you install one at a time.
Because the thing is that, okay, you probably you had one application that was with malware inside, but this malware maybe it is not only inside the files of the application, but now it's in your system. So when you uninstall the application, the malware will stay in your device. That's why I prefer to do a hard reset.
Yeah.
Good idea. Good idea. Well, I did a hard reset because I ended up having to get a new NVIDIA Shield because my other one, I broke my other one. That was my hard reset. It was a brand new device. But yeah, I would. Tim asks, should he uninstall it? I mean, I would. I mean, the company admitted that they had some things in there, and there was some things in it. They admitted it. I will actually, when we get to talk about some other stuff, I'll actually grab a link, and they admit to it. So they knew that it was there, and they waited that somebody caught them on it, which isn't that what most companies do?
And Google, and probably the thing came out from the Google itself because the ads that they are using inside their application, probably it was connecting with their account in the Google AdSense.
Yep. Let's see. I'm looking at. I found. Oh, not this one. This is the one. And I mean, and it's in here. I will post this. Let me see if I can post it in the chat here on the side so everybody can see. This is from the company themselves. Ah, shoot, it's too many words. All right, hold on a second. Let me see if I can break this up. Because I don't want to say any words that I can't say right. You know, like that other word that starts with an S that I can't say. See, you can't even say it now. Let's see. I can't even do that part. Good grief. It doesn't look like it's that many words. Hold on a second. Let me see here. Let's give the chat on the side says I'm saying too much. All right, so that's, hold on here. Let me. And then you can read it for yourself. Read what that company is saying. And then the last grab text. Oh, and they also, and I won't post the part, they said they would like to thank all the media and our partners and the public for their support in helping us to find this problem. So they were very,
that's friggin' funny.
They were thankful. They were thankful that that they were this problem that they didn't realize was found out. So thank you, Joe Public and Joe Google for helping us find that. So, but so that happens a lot. And I see that Cobra actually talked about that in malware and other stuff in these APKs is becoming rampant. Just like with the PC, you know, we used to have a lot of issues with PC and things being uninstalled that needed to, that we would have malware and all kinds of stuff. Remember when we used to get all the cracked, remember getting all the cracked programs?
Yeah.
You thought, cracked. And then you have to install stuff and come to find out you got all kinds of junk in your computer. It's found its way to the Android box because it's easy to install that thing. And it's easy to put it out there, especially if you have something that people want. Especially if you say something free. And a lot of these streaming apps, you've got to be careful with a lot of those. A lot of them install stuff. So just be careful. Do some research. If you see your device slowing down, pay attention to what you've installed lately and click it out. But like Buccino said, when the issue with this is that sometimes when that stuff is installed, even uninstalling it doesn't really get rid of the malware. If you've had a PC, you know that you install a program and it has malware on you or a virus, you get rid of that, but the virus is already on there. The virus is running rampant in the background. You didn't get rid of it.
Exactly.
So maybe a hard reset and a fresh may have to fix the problem. And I see them talking in the chat about some of the programs to use for setting up the stuff. That Wi-Fi File Explorer, that does work. That does work well. There's a couple other ones. If you have an NVIDIA Shield, you actually can connect directly through an FTP. You can actually go into the settings and turn on your FTP. So that can be an easy way of doing it. So look around. Just, sometimes free is not always good because they're going to make their money one way or another. So let's see here. Anything else you guys got on ES File Explorer? Any thoughts, comments?
Yeah, they can use alternatives application like FX File Manager, like Total Commander.
Total Commander and FX File Manager both have been highly recommended, and I've seen those. Llewellyn is asking, what is an FTP? An FTP. All right, I'm trying to make it in layman's terms. So when I want to, like say I can put an FTP on or turn it on a server on my computer, on my Android device. So basically what I do is I turn it on to where it's open to where from my computer I can log in and it's almost like if you've ever done
SSH.
Remote control.
Same thing.
You can remote control.
That's what you're doing on SSH.
Yeah, well, but if you're not understanding FTP, you probably don't SSH. But you're kind of like doing a remote control of your device. You're able to log on if you like with your Windows device. That's where you went to Windows and they log into your computer and they can change things and move stuff around. That's kind of what you're doing in layman's term. But the easiest, the thing that most of us use it for is moving files from our computer here over to our Android device, or taking files from our Android device and bringing them over here. That's what it's used for. If you have builds or movies or music or if you're into gaming, you have all those ROMs. It's so easy to take all those ROMs if it's a bunch of gigs and you can click and move them right over to your Android device. That's what FTP, and a lot of people do that. If you don't use FTP, then it doesn't affect you. But I know most of us more hardcore users use FTP.
I use SFTP actually.
It's
more secure. SFTP.
SFTP. It's secure. But it's still, you're going to have some kind of program running on your Android to be able to do that. And it's the send anywhere bug. That's a little bit different. That actually sends a file. That sends whatever file, like I have it on my phone, and I do the send anywhere. It sends it to a server, okay, up in the cloud. Then I log on to my Android. I log on to send anywhere, and then I see that file, and I can pull it down to this. So FTP is not quite the same thing. That's more like what's that file? What's the file thing that everybody?
It's like transferring from one server to another. Yeah. But you need to have credentials in order to do so.
You got to give yourself permission. Both have to have permission. Yeah. Your device has to say it's okay. That's the send anywhere is a little bit different than that. But yeah, I use FileZilla on my computer and I move it over.
I love FileZilla.
Yeah. And if you have, like I said, if you have a Shield, you actually can go into the settings and you'll see where it's at. Yeah, that's how that works. And a lot of us, when we move in files on and off, when I have backgrounds, if I'm wanting to move a big file of backgrounds, it's really easy to grab that folder from my computer and then I just drop it on my Shield. And then if I'm wanting to put in a build, I look right there and there's all those backgrounds. So
Yeah, like I mean, I guess just the name kind of gives it away. File Transfer Protocol. That's what FTP stands for.
Yeah. So it's a great way of linking your computer, for linking a computer to an Android device. But it can be used from going from one computer to another computer. So I used to use Flash a long time ago, back when, well, that was back some other pirating days that I was using Flash for moving things from one server to another. We were moving servers all around, moving items off servers, and we would use Flash. And that was back in the days when we used to use the cracked version. Who knows what we were installing when you'd have to use the crack. So, hey, Doc's joined. Bama, thanks for y'all joining. Sharon has jumped in on the chat. So welcome, you guys. If you have any questions, post them up there. I will do our best to get to those. So we just got done talking about ES File Explorer. Our next subject, which is the talk of the day, which is Vader going down. And I started seeing some things from some resellers. And that was the first place I saw stuff, that because, of course, they're going to get the news first. And some reseller says they were closing shop, and then questions about was Vader shutting down. And this was at about 7 o'clock our time, my time. And by 10 o'clock, and one of the Telegram groups that Vader is in that posts updates, basically they said that they were going to shut down. They posted it publicly that they would be shutting down. They had no choice, they had no power in this, and that they saw that it needed to happen. Too many people working against them. They wanted to thank all their users. They were apologizing for the short notice, but they felt they had to do this. They also assured in the message that no email IPs, no account, plus no reseller names or anything would go out into the wrong hands, that everything was being wiped. They again said at the end, thank you to all of our customers, their support, our resellers, Thanks to everybody, but it was, maybe, hopefully you'll be able to find a new place to go. And then that was last night at 10 o'clock. And then today at 10 this morning, they announced that, again, thank you to their people, and then said that the authorities had their servers, but there wasn't anything there that's been wiped and sanitized. So they announced that their servers had been confiscated. So I guess that they had suspicions or reasons to believe that their stuff was going to be raided, or the authorities were going to take possession of their servers. So they closed up and said they wiped everything. And that's a major blow to people using IPTV. That you're talking the biggest IPTV service out there by far, most known, most loved, most hated, however you want to call it. I mean, you know, when you get to be real big, there's all the people that are going to complain about you, and there's going to be the people that are your fanboys. So that's that happened. What you're going to also see, and you're going to see ripple effects, is that there is a ton of not just people reselling. They weren't just selling Vaders. They were also selling their own IPTV service that they would rebrand. So you're going to see a plethora. Here's my big word for the day.
That's a great word. They're all over Twitter right now.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Vader. So sad to see you go. Hey, have you seen my IPTV? Yeah. There we go.
Well, yeah, there's going to be tons of people, the vultures. I shouldn't say vultures, but they're vultures trying to pick the carcasses of these people that have been let go. But what I was saying is that you had the rebranders who had Vader streams, but they would rebrand it as theirs, as a different name, and it would be a completely different name. You'll see a lot of them going away, so you'll have a good suspicion of where they were getting their streams, that they were just
exactly.
So if you see them close down, you'll be able to say, oh well, you were a rebrand of Vader's, which nothing against it, but that's what you're going to see. And
some of them were just stealing.
Well, some of them, yes. Yeah, that was happening too, as it's always happened with people having IPTV service. People would love to steal your streams, and we know that happens over and over.
Yeah, because it doesn't cost them anything. Yeah.
But I know that Vader talked about taking down the VOD. I see Firestick is talking about the VOD stuff. I know that Vader talked, what was it, a month, maybe 2 months ago, they took down their VOD stuff. They said that it was a problem, so they got rid of that. But, really that's one little speck of what their problem is I think when you're talking Premier League and some of this other stuff that's the major pushes on this stuff. So that's gone. You're going to see a ton of people selling and promoting their IPTV service. And I've always said this, be careful, folks. I mean, I'm not going to promote one IPTV service over another. I'm not here to make money. I'm not here to give you a link to click to go buy something. Whoever you buy is your business. Just be careful. Do some research. Don't buy a year. Don't pay $300 for a year subscription to some IPTV service. It's not worth it. I'm sorry. There's no reason to charge somebody that kind of money.
I think most people that we know are probably in the Cody group and you'll know who's good because they're around. Like those are the ones you can trust, are the ones that have been around for years and not just some.
Oh, you lost you there. You there?
Who they recommend?
Yeah. Ask and month
Joe
to
Blow on
month.
Facebook or some Joe Blow on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, you're breaking up.
And ask your friends.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You going month to month costs you more. Month to month doesn't lose you if the service goes down. And you have to take all this with a grain of salt. None of this is 100% perfect. None of this is 100% guaranteed. You're not going to get your money back. If you pay out that money and that service shuts down tomorrow, good luck getting your money. Maybe if you used a credit card, maybe you can dispute this. Maybe if you were able to use PayPal, maybe you might be able to do it. So that may be able to happen, but for the most part, it's probably written off. I look at it like this. If you have a service, and most services are not that expensive, and you have it and you're able to watch a couple months of TV and you watch a boxing or UFC, or you're able to watch the NBA games or the NHL games or you watch that stuff and you watch it for a few months and say something happens, you got your money's worth. But some people are like, well, I paid for 12 months. I should have 12 months. Well, you had 9 months. And then how many things did you watch during that time? And so I can't, for me, that's how I look at it. Because none of this is perfect. None of this is guaranteed. We're a lot of gray area of what these folks are doing. So if something doesn't work, you can't complain.
If something doesn't, you can always go back to cable.
Yeah, cable's not going anywhere. I promise you. Call your cable company. They will be happy to set you up. And they will be instantly, they will set you up. And, you get what you get there. So people take it with a grain of salt.
Well, but funny enough, if there's weather going on, cable fails too.
You're breaking up again, Blue. Yeah, well.
I'm just going to keep working. You
can
keep
try it
talking.
again. All right. But yeah, just take it you got to give and take and expect what you expect on that. If it's going to happen. So folks, don't pay for a long time. If you do pay for a long time and you get a lot of the time out of it, well, then you came out to the good. So that's a sad thing. I hate it. To be honest, I've been using, I used their service. I thought that was great. I used it. I thought Match Central was a wonderful product, category. That was great. But, oh well. So, it is what it is there, folks. I mean, it is. You can't complain. Whatever. It happens. So, just be careful of who you sign up with next if that's the route you're going to go. Be careful. Do a little research. Check month to month. Talk to some of your friends. Talk to some people that may be able to give you advice. But at the end of the day, I don't care who gives you advice. They're not going to be able to guarantee you anything. There's nobody can guarantee you it. So if it works for a year, works for 2 years, great. If it works for 6 months, great. You just never know. And actually, Cody was never set up for all the IPTV stuff that's being done. It wasn't. I mean, it gave that option with the PVR and this and that, but I think that some of the stuff, a lot of people are opportunists have made their way to Cody. As much as I've not been a fan of the opportunists that come here and just to make a bunch of money. Even though I use an IPTV service, I think that so many people are here just for the quick buck, and it is what it is. So, yeah, it's going to be a write-off. Sad to see it go. Glad I used it while I used it. It was great, almost all the time. But now it's gone, so I move on. I know that I've always had a backup.
Yes, and also I think that is more important for the users that they will look out there about new subscription, new services, is to try them first, or ask your friend what he did, and also take it for a month, as you said, because the month is a month, and you can see the service. You can test it and see if it is for you, and if it fits you, then keep paying, but not pay for 6 or for 1 year. The most that you can pay, in my opinion, is 3 months, and 3 months is a good price for value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
And granted, when you look at the scale, is it cheaper per month to buy it for a year? Sure it is. Yeah, and the only way you make your money back, that you come out to the good, is if you make it. If you make it that year, then you can say, "Oh, I come out to the good." But if you only make it 9 months and they shut down, well, then you didn't come out to the good. It's a gamble. It's a gamble with all this stuff. So take it for what it is, folks. Again, there's services out there. Check out, talk to people. Oh, excuse me. There I go drinking that beer. That's what I get. Be careful of what. Just be careful of what promises are. There's no guarantees on any of this stuff, and nobody's gonna be able to tell you, well, it's 100% perfect, or we guarantee that it's gonna be around. They can't. If they guarantee it, they're lying, because it could be gone tomorrow. It just takes somebody confiscating the servers, and it's done. So you got to. One thing about Cody, and I've said it numerous shows, the one constant in Cody is change. And if you can't change and go with the flow and be willing to adapt, Cody's not for you. You've got to be able to adapt. That's why people that buy a box, and they get promised from a box seller that, hey, you'll never pay a cable bill again. You'll never pay for Netflix. You'll never, Yeah, never. And they give you all these things. If someone's telling you that, they're lying to you. And then what's going to happen is, when you find out that add-ons have to be updated and builds have to be updated, and what happened to this add-on, it's gone. That stuff happens constantly. So if you're not willing to roll with the flow, learn, pay attention to what's going on, you are going to be frustrated more than you are to be enjoying it. So, that's just what it is, folks. And I love Cody. I use Cody constantly. It's going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's go through some of this.
What about Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones. Don't get Blue started on that. Get her going on that. Oh,
did you see that thing in Twitter that they uploading all the time videos of doing the move of Arya with the knife?
Yeah, that was genius.
Yeah.
That's funny. And they made it into a dance.
It's all over the place. Come on.
I know, because it was friggin' sweet, just like she did with Brienne.
Yeah.
Beautiful move.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna save Game of Thrones talk towards the end. Because I know that once we get Blue going on either Game of Thrones or some of the Marvel stuff, I've lost the show. It is done.
What about Avengers?
No, we can't talk about this. She hasn't seen it yet, so we can't talk about. We can only talk about earlier Avengers. She hasn't seen. I saw it. So let's see. Now we get you. See that you got people starting to talk about the Game of Thrones stuff on the side. So Thank you, Doc, for promoting, sending a link, sharing the link out for people, to your subscribers. Thank you. Yeah, but I was going to finishing up with this, the Kodi stuff, folks. If you can't be flexible and if you can't go with that, you're going to struggle. So your best is to go with something else. Stay with cable if you can't, and because there's people going to promise you a ton in this, and you can't get it all. You just cannot get it all. So, Doc, we are going to talk about that towards a little bit later. One of the next subjects I was going to talk about, and again, if you have some stuff you guys want to talk about or questions, post on the site, and I will do my best to get to that questions. I have stuff we're going to talk about, and then jump over here. If you watch my show, I don't answer the question maybe right away. I get to those, so sometimes you may have to ask it twice. I'm not trying to ignore you. There was a thing, and I was reading about it, and I hate sometimes that I get my information from torrents freaks, because I just feel like they're a little bit of a leech. But I saw that they had posted a thing from there's a small claims bill that's going through the U.S. in the U.S. House of Representatives, I think, right now. And what this law is, or what this bill, it's not a law yet, and it goes through as a bill, and then if it goes through both places, it becomes a law. But what this law is supposed to try, or this bill is trying to help, is to try to help people wanting to take copyright lawsuits, how to push forward on that. And the what it's trying to do is to try to allow the people that are photographers, or for people that are in the music industry, people are stealing their music or stealing their images, and make it easy for these people to go after the people that are stealing their copyrighted material. And so what they propose is that instead of you taking a copyright complaint to the federal courts, the cost of a federal courts and the cost of all of the hassle and all the work that goes in taking it to a federal court, and that's going to stop small music people. It's going to stop a lot of the the people doing photography and stuff like that. It's going to stop a lot of that. Stop those people, because they can't afford to take someone to federal court. So what this bill is going to do is make it like it's almost like a small claims court, but only for copyright stuff. And it said it was going to be 3 judges that would be able to oversee these cases, and these cases would be able to be brought to this panel of judges easily, cheaper, and you'll be able to have your disputes settled quickly and without the cost. And this sounds great, that it's going to help the people that are having copyright issues and stuff like that. And it'd be quicker. And the fines on it was that the maximum was a $15,000 per incident, or a $30,000 maximum per case. And that was some of the numbers they gave if they were found guilty. And those are the maximums. And so they said that was some of the stuff they were as the rough draft on this. One of the downsides of this is that there is copyright trolls, and I know that Canada had an issue with some of the copyright trolls that were sending out letters to people saying your IP was found on a torrent, and if you don't answer this, you will be fined X amount of dollars, and you need to pay, or we'll take you to court, and this kind of stuff. It's like a threat. And so some people would throw that letter away, and some people would pay. But what I was reading, this was weeks ago, and if you did not answer, now if you answered it and said, I want to opt out, they couldn't do nothing with you. But if you did not answer it, you were like in default, and the people that were prosecuting this could take it to a judge and say, they're not appearing, so we want to win for default, because they're not willing to, they're not even going to approach this. They don't have a rebuttal to it. They don't have an answer to it. And that could happen. And that's what could happen in this situation. It said you could opt out. So if you got a letter saying, let's say for example, let's say your kid is into torrenting and your kid torrents something, and they're able to pull your IP, and then right now they have what they have to do if they find your IP, they actually have to have a judge sign off on being able, they have to subpoena to get your details. Okay, so they have to take it to a judge and say, this is what we found from this IP, and we would like to subpoena to find out who this person is. And the judge has to say, yeah, it's enough evidence. You can go find out who that person is, and you can send them a letter, da, 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 da. If this law comes, it may be easier for them to find out who you are. They may need less proof of that you did something wrong before they send you a letter. They could possibly, and I see this as, let's say they just connect to a swarm in a torrent, and they grab all these IP addresses, and they look at whoever's in the US, and then they grab all those, they try to figure out who all those are, and they send out all these letters to all these people. And let's say they send out 200 letters. That's not even it's not a lot on a torrent. Let's say they send out 200 letters. Let's say, as normally most people don't respond to stuff. So let's say 150 people don't even respond to it because they just like, oh, it's junk, throw it away. And they throw it away, and then they still have your information. They take it to a judge and says, all right, we want to go after this person. They did not respond to this letter, so we'd like a judgment against them. And the judge says, well, they never came and they never gave their side of it. They don't have any proof. All we have is the proof of the person that's saying that they broke the law. So we're going to go ahead and side with the person, the prosecutor. That could happen. Now, this is still just a bill. It hasn't been voted on at all. But that's a little bit scary when I was reading that, because I'm thinking down the road that could loosen the laws. Right now, the laws in the U.S. are more towards the citizen. You got to have proof to come after me. You can't just come after me because you have just a suspicion or a little bit of proof. You got to have some substantial proof to come after me. And they possibly could need less proof if this, and it was called the Small Claims Bill. And I'd have to look up what the actual number is for the people, but you may want to watch that. For the people in the U.S., that could impact some of us. So I don't know what about you, Bocchino? Do you have any kind of those laws? I know that you're not in the U.S., so do you have any kind of, are they hard on copyright
regulations?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
here, but always we are using VPN,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't care about it at all. What's going on? We're still using Kodi and all the applications that offer us content for free.
Yeah.
But we have to be careful. And I know for sure that in some places in Europe, like Germany, they get the tickets to pay about using torrents through their houses, through their house networks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they can, this thing, it can work also in the US after this bill.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, in the past, I've actually had said in the past, in the US, you don't have to have an EVPN. We don't have to try to hide. There wasn't a lot of worry except for the torrenting. And I've said this for years. Torrenting is risky. Torrenting is playing Russian roulette. You are spinning that barrel you're spinning and you're taking a shot. You're pulling the trigger. You just don't know with torrenting, because someone could be recording the IP addresses or someone's not recording those IP addresses for that particular thing that you're hooked to in the swarm. Torrenting is not safe. The only way that torrenting is safe, as in Bocchino said, be behind
through VPN.
Through a VPN. A good VPN will help you. If you do RD or premiumized or Aldebrid and you do the torrents, that is because you're not actually using the torrents. It downloads the torrents to them and then you watch via them. So it's not the same as if you went to Pirate Bay. So use a VPN or Real Debrid, Premiumized, All Debrid, and I'm not sure what some of the other ones are. Using some of those. And again, if you use Real Debrid, you really don't need the VPN because they are your VPN. You're going to go through a secured connection with them. You're going to go through an HTTPS through them, and you're getting it from them. You're not getting it from the torrent, even if they got it from a torrent. If that makes sense to people, I hope it does. Real Debrid gets it from the torrent. They hold it on their server. You watch it from them, not from the torrent, even though they got it from a torrent. And that's where you see these stuff with the magnet links and stuff like that. If you've used them, that's what you want to be going through through Real Debrid, Premiumized, All Debrid, some of these other things, or using the VPN. VPN, if you're going to be connecting to some of this. If you're just streaming just normal from just a regular server, you're probably going to be all right, but it won't be long. You never know who's watching if you're on an unsecured connection. They're able to see it. If you're on a secured connection, they can't see what you're actually, all they can see is that you're connected to a certain site. So maybe something to look into. I would say, and I've said it numerous times, don't use IPVanish. I am not a fan of IPVanish. I do not like IPVanish. I think that IPVanish basically is just paying off most of the tubers and bloggers and this and that, because that's what we see is IPVanish. I don't have 100% faith in who is behind IPVanish. I have very strong suspicions, no proof, just suspicions that there are some shady people. Just something about it tells me. So take it for what you want. That's just my opinion. There's plenty of other VPNs. There's Nord, there's PIA. And I want to say that securities, there's a website that I actually promoted. Let's see. There was hold on a second. Let me see if I can find. Oh, here it is. Restoreprivacy.com. And I'm going to post this in the room so that you guys can look at it. And again, I don't sell nothing. I'm not here to sell jack crap. I'm not giving you no affiliate links. I'm not giving you nothing for me to make any money because I don't care. I'm just here to give you information. Take it with take it for what it is. But you can go to restoreprivacy.com, read reviews of VPNs, read what they offer, what they don't offer, read their prices, read what you think that fits your needs. I'm not a fan of just listening to some blogger or some YouTube guy that tells me, hey, go get this VPN. Why are you saying that? I mean, I don't know. I'm suspicious in a lot of ways when people say,
because you paid for it.
Yeah, it's what's in it for them. There's always something in it for them.
Exactly. That's what I was getting ready to say. I always wonder, I don't know what your motives are or why you're promoting it. Are you promoting it because it's a great service, or are you promoting it because they give you a kickback?
You got an affiliate link and you get some sort of kickback. Yeah. I always say I like PIA. I've used PIA for a million years. I love it. I get nothing out of it.
Yeah. So, again, I don't have any proof on IPVanish. No proof at all. But my gut feeling is just something about them. I remember when they first jumped in the scene. I remember when that all happened. I remember when they popped in, and some of us remember Zunity, and we remember some of the other things that were some fallouts right around that time. And
yeah,
they were linked to quite a few things. IPVanish was linked to quite a few. And again, I don't have proof. Can't tell you what's going on. I can't tell you why it happened. I can just tell you my gut feeling, and most of my friends believe most of us. I don't have any. Blue, do we have any friends that we know that actually promote Vanish?
No,
I can't think of
none.
And most of our friends are more seasoned users. None of them would say get that, but lots of YouTubers say it. But hey, can't say why people so I'm not knocking somebody wants to do it. Hey, it's your choice. Just do your research. Look it up. Read up on it. find something out about that. And you can see that PIA, again, PIA is it's been around a long time. It works well. I will say this about if you're going to use RD. RD does not play well with all VPNs. Okay? RD does not like a lot of VPNs. If they do, there is some hoops you got to jump through to okay that VPN so that RD says, oh, that's you behind that VPN address. So read up on there. RD has some information about that. So if you're going to use a VPN in RD, you need to go to the website and read up on it. It tells you what things you need to do. It tells you what VPNs work and what VPNs don't. Not all VPNs work. So you'll need to look at that and see what works and doesn't work on that. And there are some that work. So I use RD. I don't want to say all the time. I'd say 80% of the time, maybe 90% of the time. But to me, it works. I'm not here to give you an affiliate link or tell you to sign up. Choose for yourself. Use it for a month. Decide. If you don't like it, use Premiumize. If you don't like that, use All the Brit. If not, just don't use any of them. But I know what works for me. So, do you have anything else on VPNs, YouTube, before we move from VPNs?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay for much longer in the chat. So I would like to say thank you for inviting me once again. Happy to be part of your live, and probably I will be more active in the community.
Well,
in the future.
And I want to say thanks to Bogacino, a great guy, willing to help whoever. He has a couple Telegram chats that he uses, does a lot of stuff. He's really approachable.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff that a lot of people aren't aware of.
Yeah, he's a guy that he does a lot. He keeps himself very busy. And I will say this for people that don't know Bogacino sometimes. Now, his first language is not English. So sometimes he says things in a very abrupt way because he says what he means. He says what he's meaning to say. Now, sometimes with us in our politically correct, sometimes our feelings get hurt. I have seen people get their feelings hurt, and it's not him being rude. It's him just saying it's what he's thinking, and he's not trying to be rude. He's just saying it without all the candy coating.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a Greek guy. I'm speaking Greek.
Yeah.
My second language is English, but basic stuff.
Yeah.
Just to communicate as much as I can. And the third language is Spanish. That's why I have Spanish add-ons.
Hey, Luella, if you join Telegram, send me a message and I will send you a link to that. I don't want to post his group in the chat over on the side. You message me on Telegram and I'll give you I'll do it. I think we lost you, Bogacino. We lost your audio. He was talking about he had bad internet. Where's that? So, but yeah, it's not his first language. And again, great guy, but I have seen people get their feelings hurt.
Yeah, they take him wrong. They don't realize that it's just, and 99% of the time it's in text, and we all take each other wrong one time or another in text. Oh God, you're walking away.
I had to get up
Get back here.
Hey, all right. The last show, one of my guys, I think it was Luis. Luis had his comment in my show was, I didn't see any beer. So this one I figured, I'm trying to help. I'm doing this for my fans. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for my fans. So, so yeah, I will send you that if you message me on Telegram. Redneck, hey, I'd be willing to help you. Come, jump right in, swing on over. We'll go get it. We'll actually run it to the brewery and get some. So, all right. So that's what we got on the VPN stuff. again, don't take my word for it. Do some research. I will post. Did I post that link to Perfect Privacy? I think I did. Yes, Restore Privacy. I post that in the link. Go there, read up on yourself. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to someone else. Go do your research on your own and get a little details before you give some of your money. Oh, Cobra, love ya. Okay, yes, Sharon, I was looking at that StreamYard, and I saw that Super Dub was using it. I thought it was really cool. So I may check that out. I'm not going to do the paid version because that was $240 a year. I don't even make $240 off of YouTube a year. So there's no reason for me to even invest. So I'll probably do the free version. All right, Doc, thanks for coming there. And Doc, I'll skip our Destiny for just a second. And one thing I wanted to, one of the subjects and was YouTubing and YouTube's rules and laws, policies. And you see in a lot of YouTubers gone. The list is getting pretty long of YouTubers that are losing their channels due to content. It's sometimes a little hard on what YouTube will allow and not allow, how they allow, what you can say, what you can't see. I see some YouTubers put stuff and then they don't get blocked and they have no issue. And then I see other people that get hammered constantly. YouTube has gotten really, really hard on any kind of possible streaming talk, Kodi talk, add-on talk, build talk, APK talk, any of that stuff. It has gotten very tough on that. So you're seeing a lot of YouTubers losing their channels. You've seen a lot of YouTubers losing videos being deleted. So you're going to see a lot of stuff. One of the things, and I don't make tons and tons of videos. And I'll be honest, my Streaming Matters almost always gets demonetized. I don't even know why. I mean, I don't show you many things, but it's like they'll just demonetize them all. But okay, whatever. What my thought process is I've been thinking about possibly, and I saw that Husham did it and a couple other people did it, is going to CocoScope. And that is a Wild West of tubing. I want to say you can upload anything. So I'm thinking about possibly, and I have created a CocoScope an account, and I'm thinking about doing what I'm thinking about doing is doing videos that I'm more nervous about because of its content on there. And then the videos that are really tutorials and the explaining things that are not showing any of the content, those being on YouTube. So I'm thinking about doing that. And yes, Doc, I don't request a review of any of my videos because I feel like, yes, you're just drawing attention to it. So yeah, so I don't request any reviews. I just accept it, whatever. I move on. And that's maybe why my channel still goes and I don't get any videos taken away. But CocoScope was created from a porn star that didn't like the rules that YouTube was putting on her. And you can go there and you can upload anything on there. And one of their things says, we don't have any rules. You can do whatever you want. So that's why I call it the Wild West of videoing. So you can set it up to where you request money. You can have it to where that people can give you donations. You can also have subscribers, and your subscribers pay a certain amount of money. And when they pay that certain amount of money, they get access to a certain group of videos. So that's a way that you can make money. But to me, I'm not really about the money part of that. So I don't really care if I'm making any money. I won't. I don't even think I'm going to even turn on the donations part of my CocoScope. I'll just put them on the videos there, put links around so people can find it. But be careful if you go there and you poke around, you will see skin. You'll see nudity. So they do not have the rules that YouTube has. So keep the kids put away if you're going to be clicking on that. But I may put some of my videos there and I will put links and it would take you right to that video where you're able to watch it. So And, you know, so again, you can do lots of ways to make money on CocoScope. I'm not really worried about the money part of that. So I may do that. That's just something I may do. Again, keep some of my tutorial videos, Streaming Matters, this kind of stuff on YouTube, you know, and it is what it is. They can demonetize it. I don't care. And then have links posted in Telegram or posted on Twitter or even posted in the comments of some of these videos maybe and saying, hey, if you want to see a build review, I can show you a full build review without me having to be nervous about a video popping up. I can show you unfiltered like we used to be able to do. We used to be able to show you an add-on unfiltered. Now you have to be so careful if you show an add-on, what you show, what you don't show. So I may do that. So expect that could happen. I think I'm streaming the Butcher. It's if you look up CocoScope, I'm the Butcher, but I don't have any videos, no videos yet, because I'm just thinking about it. So just something to think about. Let's see, he's talking about some other sites. Patreon. I'm not a fan of that. To me, that's, again, it goes back to, well, you have certain videos that people can see, and people pay to see those videos, and I don't really care. I'm a little bit different.
Are you talking about Patreon?
Yes. Gosh, I can't talk today. Patreon and not talk. So yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, people essentially sponsoring you.
Yes, and CocoScope will let you do that too. So we'll decide just to let you know that that's possibly could be happening in the future. Just to know that that's one of my options. And then, like I said, I could show you a build video or an add-on, and I can go through and not worry about if a video pops up. You know, now you would hate for even a couple seconds of a video to show up. It's freak out. YouTube has a fit. So one of the other subjects I was going to talk about, and we can talk about what's the best steaks, Darren. I will talk about that. Let's see. Let me write that down. Best steak. So we'll be doing that towards the end. Hey, Juggernaut. Blindseye, thanks for coming in. Peter, thanks for jumping on. Destiny, and we talked about Destiny on the last show. And Destiny, we showed it on the last show. Showed the add-on, gave you a gist about it. I said that it was a new add-on. It was not. It's not built from the Gen template. It's not really built from the Exodus template. It's not built from the Salt template. It's not a fork of some other stuff. It was actually created. The developer kind of wrote it. He wrote it all himself, and it had a lot of cool features. And I showed one of the features, which was one of the features was that it filters out duplicate links. So when something scrapes, sometimes we see something that says, well, there's 2,000 links, and you click it and it skips and skips and skips and skips. And sometimes those are dead links or whatever. But then before it finds a link. Now, one of the things it does, this add-on does, Destiny, it goes through and looks for redundant links. So what that means is that separate sites could have links to that one host. So it's hosted, let's say that OpenLoad's hosting it. But different websites are looking towards that OpenLoad link and saying, hey, OpenLoad's got it. So it's, say 4 or 5 scrapers find that and say it's over at this OpenLoad. Now that counts as 7 links. You would think it would say 7 links. What Destiny does is it goes through and hashes those out. It looks at it and says, wait a minute, that's really not 7 links. That's 1 link because it's only at one place. So instead of you seeing 7 links, you're going to see just the one. That's a really neat thing. And that code has been out for people to put in their add-ons. Not many people put it in their add-on to hash out those duplicates. He does. One of the other
killing sites.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're not killing sites, but plus you're not just, to me, you're trumping up your results. You know, you're making your results.
Exactly.
The other cool feature that you don't see in any other add-on was when it's scraping, it actually shows you a preview. That's one of the possible. It can show you a trailer or a preview of the movie or the TV show that you're scraping. So it shows you the information about it, shows you the fan art, and then in this corner, it shows you a trailer of whatever it is that you're scraping. So during that 1 minute that you're scraping, you're not bored just watching the numbers, you know, or watching the percent.
Exactly.
Cost. You're actually watching the trailer. And
Get you pumped for it.
yeah, it does. It gets you excited about it. You're like, yeah, I do want to watch this movie. I haven't seen no other add-ons doing that. No other add-ons doing that. It has a download feature. It had you could tell it what sites that you want to filter out, what sites you want to filter in, as in the links. So you like, if you like Stream Mango, you're like, I always want to see Stream Mangoes, but I don't want to see no open loads. You can turn those open loads so it ignores all the open loads. Doesn't even show them to you. It just shows you the Stream Mango.
You can add whole gens to it.
You can add your whole gen list. So anybody that has a gen list now, you can take that whole list and put it in there and see your whole gen add-on inside there. You can add an M3U3 list or
M3U8.
M3UA. You can add those lists, which are live TV lists. You can add that in there.
You might want to say something too, Han, about please don't steal other people's gen lists.
Yeah.
Or
yes.
Or use your own if you already have one.
Yes. One of the things, and it goes back to people making a gen list is freaking easy. I mean, you're linking to Tract or this or that. It's dead simple. So, but don't go out and grab some add-on and grab their whole main XML and stick it in your add-on and release it as something that's, your add-on. I mean, have a little pride in creating it yourself instead of just grabbing some other guy's list.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between, like, when you talk open source.
Yep.
Like, people are like, well, Kodi is open source. Yes, Kodi code is open source, but a link to somebody's server is not. Now you're using stuff off of somebody else's place. You know what I mean? Don't do that.
Right. Yeah. And Michael, gen list, I mean, if you have a gen, it is JEN. That is a template. It's an add-on template. And the gen list would be, I'm trying to think, Maverick. Okay, let's use Maverick. Most people know what Maverick add-on is. Maverick is a gen. Okay. He has, so when you open up Maverick and you see that first screen, that is on an XML. And then when you click on movies and then it has another list, that's on an XML. So each one of those, when you click it and it opens up, he's created all those XMLs. So what some people will do is they'll find out where that XML is at, and then they'll grab it and stick it in their add-on. And they're like, well, here I go. I got that whole Maverick add-on right inside my add-on. Or I got the whole, you can think of any of the add-ons inside Death Star, because anything inside Death Star are gens.
Yes.
So that, yeah, you can add your gen list inside this Destiny add-on. I know that I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but it offers. But one of the things that we showed in this, and it has lots of features, and I know I'm missing a bunch. I guess I probably should open the add-on so I'm not being like completely dumb on some of the stuff that I'm missing because I'm on the spot.
Yeah, just look at the settings. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just glance at. I'm going to glance at the settings. And what I might do, I can probably show. I can probably just show the settings on during this video, because showing the settings doesn't really hurt. So I'm going to share my screen, folks. Here we go, folks. I'm going to share my screen here. Click me. And I'm going to do a little bit better than I did last time, because remember last time I didn't share my screen.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. I'm showing it. I'm showing away. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to go through this. And this is just the settings for Destiny. And this can help me to remember what's in here and what's not in here. General. I'm trying not to. I'm looking to see if something that's going to catch my eye. It has an autoplay feature, so you're able to. It'll automatically pick the links for you, which a lot of people complain that they want an autoplayer, and this gives you that. Here's some of that stuff where it talks about the windows, where it's checking the list. This shows you how the list is shown. Order of the networks. I'm trying to go through and look at. You can choose the quality, and some of this stuff is in other add-ons. Some of it is enabling the trailer. And I have this turned off to wait to the end of the trailer because I don't like to having to wait till the end of the trailer. Where is the one where it shows option 4? This is the one. Yeah, where it shows you all. Here's where it has that trailer stuff, where it actually shows you the trailer. The fast play, again, auto playing, you can set that up pretty easily. Progress bar, where you're able to show how far you've went through the TV show or movie. Torrents, it has the ability to add torrents, and this can be through Reel to Brid, Premiumize, or without those. And it uses Ace Streams. Again, use a VPN if you're going to use torrents without RD or Premiumize. Use a VPN if you're going to use torrents without RD or Premiumize. Okay? Use a VPN if you're going to use torrents. So I've said that enough times. So it gives you lots of options about how many minimum seeders on it. So you want to have a high number, you can set that up. Sources, turn sources on and off, which a lot of add-ons offer this. A lot of people don't know it. So say if every time C Movies always doesn't work for you, you can turn it off so it doesn't even show it for you. And you can see where it tells you that it's a TV one. Max quality. Main items, one of the things that this, like his add-on, the add-on itself, you can see it has all this movies, TVs, NBA, kids, actors, search, live sports, Gen, Ace Streams. It's got all kinds of stuff right there on the front screen. Now you can turn it off because let's say I don't care about M3U8 list. I'm gonna turn that off. I don't care about Gen. I don't care about live sports. And I hit OK.
But there is one important thing though. Like when you turn it off and you go back out, it's not going to be missing from there. You need to reboot Kodi to see the changes.
Yes, you have to reboot Kodi for these changes to take effect. It's like the settings are held in cache.
And make sure you hit OK first.
Yes, OK whenever you do your setting changes. Favorite sources, where I was talking about what your favorite sources are, you're able to add and filter those sourcing. Again, filtering out certain ones. And here's where I was talking about that removing duplicates can be turned on and off. Tracked, you're able to link your tracked stuff in here. Next episode, this was another cool. This was the other one. See, I'm glad I looked at this. Next episode. Okay, so we all love Netflix, right? We love Netflix. We love how when we're watching one show and the episode is finishing, and guess what? As soon as that episode's done, the next one's beginning. This add-on actually allows you to do that. You can set it up. You can tell it at what point the time to display the window prior to the end of the show. So I can set that in seconds. I can say 60 seconds before the end of the show, I want it to already starting to scrape for links for the next episode. So while you're still watching it, it starts looking for the next link for your next episode, which is ingenious. That you're not having to wait. Again, it gives you that seamless flow from one episode right into the other. Gives you the options of changing that. Your window gives you options on the size of the window, where you want to have that window located. Again, extra customability that's not in a lot of things. RD, enabling RD. You only want to see RD, which other add-ons have this, but a lot of people don't pay attention. But you can turn, if you turn RD on, you can show just RD links. And it goes back to there's certain RD servers, you can turn them on and off. If I want to add my own M3U8 list, here it shows you how to add. This is where I can add that URL, so I can add that in there. I know I get asked at least once a week, is there a way I can download? This gives you an option to download. It gives you an option to back up. You can actually back up your settings and back up all the stuff that you've watched. You see it right up. Oops. You see it right up here in terms of the watch, your series tracker. You can actually have it do it automatically. Gen, where we talked about Gen, where you can link in your Pastebin or whatever URL where it's going to look for that. Torrent player. Oh, and wait a second. Why am I? Thought there was more. Yeah. All right, that was it. So you're able, the series tracker. I will say one of the coolest things on this is series tracker. And one of the things that it does is when you start watching an episode of something, I'm gonna back out of this, folks, so I don't get in trouble. one of the things you're able to do is you can add shows to your series tracker, and it will keep track of what episodes, and it will keep track. And this is outside of Tracked, and it will keep track of what series you watch and what episodes you've watched and how much of an episode, and that's within the add-on. It's not actually linked to Track on that part, so it's very neat. And people got real excited last week about that. What he announced today is that he's going to stop development as it being a standalone add-on. And what he's offering is that anybody can use this as a template. Meaning, if you're into that, people that make add-ons or have messed around with making an add-on, what you're able to do now is you can take this Destiny template and use it as a base and customize it, change the art, change the links, change the way it looks. You can keep the settings, all the stuff that it has in it, but you can change how it looks, what the name of it is, how when you go into movies, maybe you don't like all the stuff he's got in there listed. Get rid of them. You can put your own stuff in there. So what he's offering is that this
gen, but you want to expand it, right? Throw your gen in there and then go from there. I'm actually cleaning it up again.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a way that you're going to be able to use this as a template. And so some people say, well, I don't know what an add-on template. If you don't know what an add-on template is, then you ain't got to worry about what an add-on template is. If you know what an add-on template is, then you'd be interested in this. You'll be able to, instead of using Exodus or using Covenant or using a Covenant as a template, you can use this as a template. The developer will be working to fix code issues and fix bug fixes, but he doesn't want to make it his. He doesn't want to maintain it as a standalone add-on. That, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it means he's going to give you the template to use, and then he's going to institute fixes in it, and then it's up to you to fix your own. But you can use his basically as a how-to.
Right.
You can see what the changes are, and
put in what you want, take out what you don't want. If you don't care about the gen list or you don't care about the live list, you can remove that stuff. You can remove all the stuff that you want to remove. So that's a great. I thought again, he's very community focused. He said it right when as soon as he released it and sent it out to some people and said, hey, use it, fork it, do whatever you want with it, which is very unusual nowadays because so many people are possessive of their add-ons. They create an add-on and they're so possessive, they're like, oh, I made such a great add-on. I don't want no one to use my list.
How do I encrypt this? Yeah.
Yeah. How do I encrypt this so nobody can see nothing? But you know what? It's about people seeing what you got and to tweak it and learn from it. And that's what
it's to help advance the code, because you know what? Maybe it's something you've been working on and you had problems with. So this guy is sharing his code with you. Maybe down the road, you figure out something cool that nobody else has. There's a funness to people being able to use your code and you feel good about it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that most normal developers, that's how they feel. They love sharing their stuff.
Yeah. And all right. So I don't mean this to sound like a knock, and because I'm a major fan of the gen template, major fan. But when I had an add-on, a gen add-on, I never called myself a developer. Blue has been in Cody for how long? And you've done all kinds of stuff inside. You can mess around and change all kinds of stuff inside an add-on through this pie and that pie. You'll never call yourself a developer. Well, you may in the future, but you don't.
I can do basic fixes, not solve the puzzles.
So I do see it. Some old school developers have an issue with gen because they'll call themselves, I'm a developer. Now, yes, you created this add-on, you put the fan art, you figured out the layout, you figured out all that stuff, and you figured out how it was going to do and what it was. And this, you did that. But in my book, you're not a full developer unless you can do some real code changes.
Developer develops actual code, not adds a playlist.
Yeah,
that makes you a playlister. I'm a playlister. I'm not a dev.
Yeah, Gen really makes you you're an advanced playlister.
Exactly.
You're an advanced because you're doing color codes and you're doing all kinds of extra stuff. And that's not to put down people that got gens. I'm not.
No.
But I do see people get a little bit pumped up when they create one. And it's like, I don't know. I've known guys that I say that's a developer or that's a guy that knows what he's doing. You know, I know people that do that. So it's like I point to some. So I'm saying this in the reason I'm saying this is sometimes don't smell yourself too much. And my grandmother used to say, don't smell yourself too much, meaning don't get too excited on your own hype. Don't get too excited because you did a little something. It makes you so much bigger and so much grander. A little humility is good. Being proud of great.
Hey, all the best devs that I've ever met in my lifetime are humble. They still think they're noobs. Meanwhile, like they'll amaze you with it. You can say, hey, you know what? I think it'd be really cool if this add-on could open on this page, and then all of a sudden it'll flip over to this, and they go, hold on a second. 10 minutes later, they're in the code for it.
Yeah.
And they don't brag about it. It's just sort of it's a puzzle for them, and they love it.
It is true. And I'm not knocking the guys that are doing it. I'm just saying, be a little humble. Don't get too excited when you're doing, unless you write one from pretty basic and you're writing all kinds of great stuff to it. But then when you do it, share it with people. It's all about sharing with people. I mean, we have no problem with sharing.
You're the first one out with it. That's awesome. And you know what? And if you're grabbing somebody else's code, give credit.
Yes.
Please give credit.
Yeah. And that's just, it's the right thing to do. Now, does it cost you anything to give somebody credit because they helped you with something, or their base code helped you with something? You just write in the credits and say, hey, thanks to Blue for helping me out with the girls section or the ladies section. Does it hurt? No, but it just gives a little bit of.
I don't want. Oh, by the way, I don't want credit personally.
But you know what I'm saying. It's just be decent and don't get too excited about yourselves.
Yeah. Don't grab their code and then take their name out.
Yeah.
If their name is in it, leave their name in it.
If you're taking an Exodus and you're taking apart Exodus and you make an Exodus fork, great. No problem making an Exodus or Covenant or a Placenta fork or whatever fork. Great. But don't give a little thanks to the people that helped you to get to that point. And just be humble on it. Everything you've done has probably been done before, but we appreciate everybody's effort. I guess I'm saying.
Well, and you know what? All the best devs too. They all started not knowing anything about Kodi. They took another add-on, they forked it off, and then they played with it. Best way to be able to learn code is to actually have a working add-on and then try changing things and try doing things to it. That's what makes it cool. Like, I mean, I know Mid was new to Kodi, and he just jumped right in and he started trying stuff. And I mean, no, I don't know anybody who started right from scratch, wrote a Kodi add-on directly from scratch. They all started by learning using another person's add-on essentially. And then maybe they developed their own code as they went. But I don't think anybody's written it right straight from scratch. Not since like the old days,
Right. Yeah. So I'm again, so I'm rambling on about this, but the Destiny is going to be a template. Anybody can use it. Give thanks to Darkchild that he wrote it. His name is in his name is in it. So you give thanks to him for the work he's done for it. Anybody else that helps you with along the way, thanks to those. And you can put that, you'll be able to figure out where to put that in there if you're making the add-on. And tweak it, create something neat. But it will be out there. And knowing the Telegram group, he's posted it. He's going to post a few changes. But he's not interested in creating and sustaining a full add-on that's going to be a standalone. He never did this for that reason. He said he tried to do something a little bit different. He wanted to see something that was that offered different things. He also said he wanted to offer something that offered, because where he lives, torrenting's not illegal. So he wanted an add-on that would use torrenting so that he could get the better quality stuff without without having to get RD. He doesn't like RD, doesn't like some of that stuff, so he wanted to get it without that. And that's what he created. Again, you have to know what country you're in, what your laws are. Where he's at, they don't care. So him using Ace Streams is not a problem. Maybe a problem where you're at. So know your laws, know what you're doing. If you're going to be using that stuff, but yeah, check that out. It's a really cool add-on. I think right now what he said today is anybody wants to put it in their repo can. I know Eggman is the only repo that I know that has it. Or you can get it from the Telegram group. He has a Telegram group, and you can get it from there, the zip. He wasn't looking for this to be promoted and be all big and bad and the best add-on. He didn't care about that. He just wanted to create something a little bit different. And I'm telling you, when I clicked on the movie and it's scraping, all of a sudden I saw a trailer. I was blown away. I've seen some YouTubers that looked at it, and I laughed at their inexperience in not understanding how this add-on works. And I'll make one knock. I'm gonna make one knock on YouTubers. If you're gonna do a review of an add-on or a build, have the common courtesy to look at the freaking add-on or the build for a couple hours, an hour. Don't install the damn thing and then say, I think I'll do a review on this. Have no idea what's going to be in here. No idea what the settings are. No idea what's going to happen as I fumble through the add-on. YouTubers, don't try to be the first person to release a video and stumble through to make an add-on look bad or a build look bad because you don't know what makes it unique. Take an hour, 2 hours, take a day. Take a day to look at the damn add-on before.
Fuck's sakes, take 10 minutes for Christ's sake.
Something. I've seen videos and I'm thinking,
yeah.
Did you even look at this add-on before you even turned on broadcast?
You know what? There's nowhere else in the world that you don't do research before you actually make comments on something. No. It's like saying a movie's shit when you've never watched the movie.
Yep.
And I agree with you. Fumbling through is ridiculous. And you know what? I won't watch those.
No.
I want to see somebody who knows what they're doing, who's showing me the best parts of what's good about this.
Yeah. I mean, my videos may be long-winded because I try to explain things a little bit more, but you'll never see me run and do a video of something I just installed. You'll never see it because I'm not doing it justice. I'm not being able to show you what's actually unique about it. I'm not able to show you what makes that a good add-on or a bad add-on. I have no idea. So yeah, if you see some, I'm telling you, on this Destiny, I've seen it more than any of them because it's different. It's completely different. It's a different add-on. It has features that other add-ons don't have. So if you don't have a reason or understanding why it's different, then how can you say why it's good or bad? You got to look at it. I haven't made a video for Destiny, and I've had it for over a week and a half. I've had it. Not made a video yet. Because first of all, it's still in development. It's still being changed. And I want to be able to explain it thoroughly so that when I talk about it, I can say, this is what's good. This is why this works, not why, well, I think it works like this. Well, I don't know why this setting does this. So just FYI, that was my rant. That was my soapbox. I had to get my soapbox just for a minute. Fucking YouTubers. All right. Let's see. Do we have any questions? I asked again. There's no. All right. Hold on a second. Streaming is my life. I'm sorry, stream. Let's see. All right. Now, I have to actually, because he did some changes to the gen lists. The gen lists come up. I know the tracked lists were coming up. I want to say that I saw the test that I did real quick. And again, it's not a full thing. I did a test on an add-on, and the list opened. So take a look. Those plugins, he should have fixed that. If he didn't, let us know. Streaming is my life. If you want to have, and I'm guessing you're talking about this inside of these being inside of Destiny, and we talked about that last show, that he would need the plugins, and he did some stuff to make it. He did talk about that. We talked about it needed the plugins, and he did some work, and it worked. That the lists all open where before they didn't. Poseidon is great. All right. Gaia, I will say, Gaia is a great add-on. Great add-on. Beautiful add-on. For the normal user, let's say a basic user, it's too much. It's overkill. For a user that understands the settings, it's a great add-on. Can be the best if you set it up correctly. So again, not all add-ons are made for everybody. That add-on is a great add-on, not designed for everybody. I have it. I actually use it most of the time when I'm using Kodi. I've got 2 main add-ons I use for Kodi right now. Gaia is one of them. So take a look. If you check it out, Darren said something about Gaia. It is a good one. If you're a casual user, you're just hey, I want to click and watch it. I ain't got real debris. I don't have this and that. Then don't worry about it. You can ignore it. Don't even worry about it. I will post a link here in a minute on the Destiny link. I will actually post it in here. I will post it in here so that people can join the Destiny group. And again, he's not going to be developing the add-on just for bug fixes and stuff. So I hope I answered your question there. Streaming is my life. If I don't give links, sometimes since I'm the only person talking, what's new? If I'm the only person talking, sometimes I'm not able to stop and get links for stuff and post them in the chat, but I will do my best to try to get those. And yes, hey, Soulless, what's up, dog? Good grief. Yeah, see, he used to be a Kodi guy. Now he's a Kodi snob. He's like too good for it. All right, Michael, it's not too much. Let us do some work, and I really want to do a video on the settings is what I want to do. I really want to do a thing on the settings to explain what the settings do, because to me it can be a little overwhelming. And if for a normal user, I turned off torrents other than RD. So yeah. Soulless, Kodi ruins life because it becomes encompassing. People do, and Kodi 1 was on here last week, and we talked about him taking a vacation because Kodi becomes, when you get, most of us have an addictive personality, and we get into this, and we can't stop doing something, and you're so excited about something, and it becomes 24/7. Even if you're not 24/7 in front of the computer doing something, you're thinking about it and how you're going to fix it. As soon as you get home, you jump on the computer and you start messing with it. That
have another beer.
I need another beer. No, I got one. So yeah, it can be tough. So let's see, Blue. How about you talk about Mr. Chewbacca? And I'm going to get a few links and I'm going to post them over here.
Oh God. How about I talk about him? The fact that he passed away?
Yeah, let's talk. Talk about, he passed away, and you want anything else that?
You know what? I cried. I cried because honestly, Chewbacca is my favorite Star Wars character. He's always cool. And I remember seeing him in the movies, like which one was it? It was one of the crappy ones, the 3 that they made that came after. Well, they were initially actually 1, 2, and 3. And there was the coolest part when Yoda is with him, and you realize that he's not young. This is back in the day when Obi-Wan was just young. So it was kind of cool, like just seeing Chewbacca that way. And I read something the other day about how he met with the people who were doing the animated series to try to give them an idea of the personality of Chewbacca. Like, how cool is that? I don't know. I like that stuff. I'm a geek when it comes to all those things. So it was like made me really sad, and it was cute too because I guess his family or whatever has the Twitter account, and they were the ones that posted about how he'd passed away. He passed away on April 30th, and they didn't say any how. They just said basically if you could, he had quite a few charitable donations that he was involved with, and if you could give to that, and then Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill both wrote really nice things. And when Harrison Ford wrote it, I think he wrote something along the lines of, I hope he knew how much I loved him, because the family replied on Twitter and they said he knew. And it was like, that got me all teary. I'm like, oh my God. But anybody who talked about him said he was like a gentle giant, that he was sweet and kind. And
How big? I wonder how tall he was.
he was 7'2", apparently, I believe.
That's just about my height.
If he had 2 feet, yeah.
7. That's just what? No, whoa. Not 2 feet.
That would be me. That would be me. Okay,
Yeah,
so that'd be 1 foot, 1 foot 8 inches.
A foot and a half. Foot and a half. Don't take away my inches, man. They don't sound very good. Wait, don't take away my inches.
Yeah, please don't.
Ah! Hold on, I'm sending a link. I sent it. Grindhouse said he'd be willing to jump on, so I'm sending him a link. So
Awesome. Oh, Griff, you're so bad.
I ain't even looking at what Griff wrote. All right.
He said, I heard Chewie died after choking on a fur ball. Good Lord.
Like a cat grooming himself. All right, so I posted the Destiny chat, the Telegram chat in here. The 2 people that asked me, Luella and Michael, I sent you the links to Bogachino's chat. So I think I've done those correctly. I will not post Bogachino's chat over in our main chat. I don't think he wants me to do that because it's just kind of out there broadly. But yeah, it's sad because, all right, so what was that, 1978 when?
I want to say 77. I think I was 6.
First Star Wars came out.
Yeah, and saw that show. Like, I mean, there were so many cute things. There were so many cute things, like remember in the Force Awakens there where he gets hurt, and the lady's talking to him, and she's like, oh, you okay? And he's just doing his Chewie talk, and she's like, oh, I know, you must have been so brave, and he's talking away. It's just, he's funny. Like, not only is this Chewie cute and a good fighter, but he's this, I don't know. It sounds so stupid because he never speaks. But I always loved Chewie. He was always, every time I saw Chewie, it'd make me happy. So I don't know. That friggin' it hurt my heart.
He had a good, he was a good character, and yeah, I think you're right when you go back in some of the prequel stuff and you see how old Chewie was. Yeah, I think you're right. You never realize that he was as old as he was. Same thing with Yoda. You know, Yoda been around.
Like Obi-Wan was like 30, maybe, right? In those, with the first 3. Maybe.
Yeah. Early.
I mean, Chewie was around then. He helped save Yoda when the clones turned on them.
Yeah. So yeah, he was grown. He was a grown up. What's happening, Mr. Grindhouse?
Not much. Speaking of Star Wars, how about the Star Wars Holiday Special?
What's Star Wars Holiday Special?
What's that?
That's from '78. After the first movie came out, they had the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh, you're hilarious.
It's like supposedly the worst TV episode ever.
And do you have it on your Plex?
Of course. If it's bad, I got it. You got to find it. It's like with all the actual Star Wars people, they're in it. But it's like really, really terrible.
Oh my God. I'm definitely going to watch for it now.
It's kind of hard to find, but if you can't find it, let me know.
Okay.
It's about Chewbacca and Han
John
Solo.
Singleton died this week.
Oh, yeah, he sure did.
Yep.
There's a lot of celebrities having strokes.
What the hell's that all about? Like who?
I don't know. It's
Besides,
keto diets or some shit.
Oh, wait! I hope one of our favorite Plexers don't die from a keto diet. He is because he's keto 100%. Talks about how great it is.
I heard it gives you really
bad coming on. Thanks for joining and watching the show.
I heard keto diet gives you really bad breath and bad smelling box.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, you'll never find me on the keto diet.
Please no. There's no.
Imagine that, eh? Oh, honey, you look great. Look at you. You're so thin and you're so fit, but your box stinks.
Yeah, I'll take fat over a 4-up box. Thanks.
Alrighty.
All right. Hey, I have to say this because I didn't say it last week. Nebula Builds, he's in the process of doing some big updates. So I meant to mention this last week and I did not. So I apologize to Nebula, but Nebula Builds. So if you have one of his builds, if you're using some of his builds, expect some big changes. But yeah, he said some big things were coming up. I don't know. They were supposed to be this week. And if I know how building goes, you get working on a build and you're like, oh, I'll knock this one out and I'll knock another one out the same day. And you get working on one and you don't finish that the whole day because you're like, shit, I forgot to do this. And I forgot to do that. So maybe he's worked his way through some of his builds, or maybe he's still on the first or second one. But if you're using the Nebula Builds, he said he was going to be doing some revamping and take a look and keep a lookout for that. All right, Todd, a setting. All right, and I'm 2Ds, Darren. All right, a setting for the soundbar people, which you talk about, but did I miss something else that you had said? Not a lot of people know the settings in Kodi with for the pass-through sound. Oh, I think I have mine set up for that. I think I set mine up that way before. I'll have to look. I know that you can go through the settings, and again, it depends on the device you have. Some devices do better than others. Hey, turn on.
RetroPie.
Damn TV trying to act all funky. And you know tomorrow. You know what tomorrow is too. May 4th. May the 4th be with you. You know that's going to be all day tomorrow.
Damn straight, Skippy.
All right. Oh, there. No wonder.
Yeah, make sure to look for that special, Blue. It's all about Chewbacca's kids and shit.
Oh my God, seriously?
Yeah.
I'm just stoked because. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's about the Wookiee homeworld and stuff, and they're trying to save this or that.
Let's see. I might have to look at what Darren has on here. So I don't remember what I have my settings. I've set this up forever ago. I don't remember.
I'm excited because they're doing. Was it season 6? Season 6 of Clone Wars. It ended like years ago, but the fans were unhappy with like how they cut it off so short. So they're making a new one. I'm stoked. Oh my God! Once again, can't wait for the Mandalorian either. That's going to be awesome. I think Jon Favreau had something to do with it. Jon Favreau and Taika, was it Taika Waititi, the guy who made Thor Ragnarok, are involved with it. So you know it's going to be good. It's going to be funny.
I hope it's funny. Blind Eye. What I'm going to do, I post you the reason why you have the dependencies errors is because you have to have the universal scrapers. So you either need an add-on, or you need to have a repo that's going to have the universal scrapers repo, or you can install that repo that I just posted. If you do that, because what it needs is it needs the universal scrapers. It needs that first. And if it has that, then it will it'll install. So that's the normal. I've seen that complaint mostly that it gives you the dependency issues, and that's because it doesn't have universal scrapers. So you're most likely on like a fresh Kodi, so you don't have any other repos. Because most repos, if they have any kind of gens, they'll have a universal scraper. So let me look at my let me take a look at my audio. Oh shoot, I only have mine on 2.0. What the? I got 5. I got 5.1. Thank you, Darren. Maybe oh, you need the 7.1. Wow. I'll have to check that out, Mr. Darren. New level setting 7.1 needed for pass-through. Pass-through was on. It used to be one of these. thought it used to be allow pass through. Mine has been turned off. I guess when I went to 18, I didn't even look at it. Oh, well,
Be fixing that quick.
yeah, I'm going through and just turning that stuff on. Let's get that set up. I got 4K surround sound. I need to have all that stuff working.
Damn straight, Skippy.
He says that's with a sound bar, and so yeah, I'll check that out. Check that out. See how that works. Thank you, Darren. That's a good thing to check out. I didn't even do it. And then let's see. Cobra's talking about he started Plex lately, and I blame Blue. She's the Plex crack person that is been pimping out her Plex idea to everybody, and now everybody thinks they got to have a Plex server.
They don't realize how much work goes into it.
I don't need a Plex server, so you know what? I'm not going to get one. And that's only because I'm using a couple other people's Plex server. So they download stuff, I just get to watch it. But yeah, Plex servers. It's like it's like a Netflix where you're able to access the stuff quickly, but just like creating a build or an add-on, you think at first you're like, oh, this can be quick and easy and I'll be done, knock it all out. And then the more you add, and then the more you add, and then the more you add, and then you want to add a little bit more, and let me add this, and let me fix that. It becomes more. One of the cool features.
Whatever. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I've seen it. How
often do you see me busy with Plex?
Not you, because you set it up a long time ago. What about all these new Plex?
Oh, no. Setting it up. Sure. Of course. It's like anything. But
new
set up,
trackers.
it's self-sufficient.
I see it. Yeah. Once you get it set up, I see so many of them. They can't stop it. And one of her cool features on that is when you go to her TV section and she has it to where it plays the music for that particular TV show. So I like Star Trek Discovery, and and as soon as you go to the episodes, it starts playing the theme music for that particular TV show. That is cool.
Most of them have that, even the older shows, I noticed.
Yeah, it does. It does. Any shows you go to, it has it.
Cody has that too, that capability. I remember in the old days. Then it started to annoy me after a while.
Hey, Peter, thanks for joining. I know that we're at an hour and 45 minutes. Thanks for watching. I know, guys, we're going through, but we're going to kind of poke around. We'll talk about different subjects, and I might even let Blue talk about Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Okay, so there's apparently surrounding the Avengers Endgame, there's like I guess the Russo brothers who made it have asked that people do not basically get any spoilers out there. So like it opened last weekend? But they're saying after the end of this weekend that it's a free for all. But I still haven't seen it yet.
Monday.
I gotta steer clear of everything. So if I'm ignoring it, I'm sorry. If I see the word Avengers anywhere, I'm not reading.
Oh, you wait. Monday, I'm on it. Monday at 6 a.m. I'll be like.
Okay, wait. You know what? You know what's funny is there was a guy in China who I heard. Okay, well, apparently he came. Okay, the initial story that I heard was that this guy came out of the theater, and I guess he was bashing the Avengers, and he got beat up. Well, apparently that's not what happened. Apparently he came out of the Avengers movie, and there's a lineup of people waiting to go in right in behind him, and he was yelling out spoilers. That's why he got beat up.
Well, that deserves a beat up.
Totally does. I would have beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, I mean, there's some spoilers that you people could throw. I watched.
The thing is, though, you don't share spoilers as you're walking out of a show, and people are waiting to go to the fucking show. Like Jesus.
Yeah,
that's called common sense.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, he sees dead people. Like Jesus.
Grindhouse, have you watched? I mean, are you Avengers watcher? Have you seen it?
Nope. The only Marvel movies I've seen is like Iron Man 1 and 2. So that tells you how long ago.
All right, so
Mark, you need to sit down and relax more, buddy.
You
Yeah.
can tell me any spoilers you want, and I won't see the movie for another 5 years, and I'll forget by then.
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh my god.
And the only thing I'll say is it's 3-hour movie. So find out.
I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. I'm sorry, but I like that.
Go to a matinee and make sure to if you have to go pee, if you're a person with a weak bladder, which I am not, so I can go all day.
Bring a Gatorade bottle.
If you're one of those people that if you have to pee, I will say that there's a part that when they go to a city, like I think it says San Francisco, it pops up, San Francisco pops up. And when it pops up San Francisco, that's the time you need to get up and go pee. There's another part where it says Tokyo or some other, it's another city. It pops it up. When that comes up, you need to stop and go take a pee. If you're a person with a weak bladder, if you're like me, it didn't bother me. I went before I went.
Or you get yourself a set of Depends and sit down and shut up.
Yeah. So, but it's a good movie. It's good. My Infinity War was better, but it was good.
Well, I did say on telly that if I decided to go through the whole Marvel route, I would watch it from the newest to the oldest and just announce it just to piss people off.
Oh my god.
With their storyline arcs and shit.
Well, this is called what, the Infinity War or Infinity Gauntlet or Infinity Saga, I think. But there's more Marvel stuff coming out, but it's going to be a whole new storyline. Still another Guardians coming, still another Black Panther, there's still another Spider.
They said all right, and I will say, and this ain't a spoiler. They set it up for Guardians of the Galaxy. They set that up, so you've got the next Guardians of the Galaxy is set up. They've set up some of the other characters are already set up for their next movies that can play right into playing off of this. So, is it the end of Marvel? Hell no. You know how much money this stuff is making?
No. And I'm glad. I'll watch Marvel till I die, man. I'm sorry, but I don't care if people think it's stupid or whatever. I like it. I've always wanted to have superpowers. I'm sorry, but I like it. That's why I like Star Wars. I wanted to have the Force. I wanted to be a Jedi. I like the supernatural shit.
It's cool. As long as it's done well, I don't mind.
Well, I mean, if you like serial killer stuff, more power to you. I can't do it. I like superheroes.
So does that mean that people that watch the serial killers want to be one?
I don't know. My mother watches that stuff. She's a little.
You gotta watch Mama.
No, the thing is, one I'm really stoked for is there's a new series coming out, and it's called The Boys, and it's about a team who basically hunts serial killers not serial killers, superheroes. Because these superheroes, they start out and they probably have good intentions, but with all this power, they start like stealing and just doing bad shit. And it's about this group of people who hunt them down and kill them. It looks fantastic. I think it's on Netflix. It's called The Boys, and the trailer looks great. So I'm stoked for that one.
Well, I saw a preview for that, and it looked interesting.
Yep, it's got Carl Urban in it. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. These nuts wants to know how many chaps actually have common sense.
Very few.
Okay, very few. All right. Griff, I love Griffin. I love Griffin. You gotta have a little wank time, brag. Stop. Yeah, you do. 3 hours is long, and I will say for me, and not everybody would probably agree, that the first hour to 45 minutes was a little bit. I'm kind of like, okay, come on, move along, come on.
Oh my god, seriously though, ADHD nowadays.
Once it got past that, it became
action. But it can't all be action. It can't be. Otherwise, you get immune even to that. You got to have the slow times so that the fast times are even more intense.
So you can pee too.
Yeah, I guess. So I took Charles. Everybody knows Charles, my neighbor, and he was supposed to show up today. Hold on a second. He was gonna come up during my show. And I told him when the pee breaks were. Like, this is the pee break time. It's your time. I took my son, and he was laughing at the girls beside him because they were crying. But it was good times. Good times. Let me message.
I watched Game of Thrones the other day and bawled my head off. You know what? Maybe that's why I don't need like therapy of any sort, because whenever I'm feeling sad, I just watch a movie that's going to make me cry, and then I bawl my head off, and then I feel like $1,000,000 after. I'm a little tired, but besides that, I feel pretty good. I recommend that to anybody who's feeling sad. Watch something sad, bawl your head off, feel better.
Never done that. I always fight the cries. What about you?
Yeah,
Mark?
sure, Todd. Todd fights the crying, and then he gets allergies right after.
I do get allergies sometimes near an end of a movie. I've had some movies that there was an allergy. There was some dust or some pollen in the air that I got a little misty eyed.
A breeze in the room.
Something. It was like, what was I watching that last time that Charles came up right after it was over?
My Little Pony?
Shut up. No, it was something I didn't expect. Oh, the one with Lady Gaga, Star is Born.
Star is Born. Yeah, you had some serious allergy issues.
That was
that.
allergies kick in real late in that movie. Like, damn, allergies. You know, the
I
pollen.
still haven't seen that.
It's a good movie.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody.
When you're feeling that real cry and you're feeling like you need to purge, watch that.
Yep.
I'm telling you, that movie at the end, it's a good movie too. I was so shocked. I thought that movie would suck.
See, I usually have my go-tos like The Color Purple.
I'd rather see the
That's one of my
original Star is Born.
I don't know.
Which original? 37 or the one with Barbara Streisand? Or
Yeah, the one with Barbara Streisand and Chris Christopherson. Because I like Chris Christopherson.
that's not the original. That's the original is like in the 30s, I think.
All right, original for my age bracket.
The one you were born.
second
Okay,
original.
I gotcha.
The one in color. That's the only original is if it's in color. All right. Trying to see.
Okay, and I gotta say, I'm probably gonna get slack for this, but I'm looking forward to the new Godzilla movie.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like the fact that they've thrown all the bad guys in.
I'm sorry. Those movies are so overdone. The Godzillas.
Oh, blah blah. They have whatever. They made one like 8 years ago, and then one in the 90s. It's
No.
like, whatever.
I saw it as a kid. It was like on every damn Saturday. Every Saturday and
That's
Sunday.
different,
Godzilla.
though.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about in the Plex chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
The awesome Japanese ones where their voice comes in like an hour after their lips move.
well, I didn't mind that, but it's just, and then the last couple Godzillas, I was like, really? It's really not that good. I mean, no, it's not that good. And you know what? I give zero expectations for this next Godzilla.
Okay, but you know what though? There's certain genres that aren't for everybody, but that doesn't make them bad. Like, I mean, I like samurai movies. I like old samurai movies, and to some people they may look cheese, but they're fucking awesome.
Samurai
Seven-
Sunday.
Well, I mean, Seven Samurai had how many different spin-offs of it? You had the Magnificent Seven. You had there's a cartoon Samurai 7. Like it's about a bunch of dudes who are like misfits that get together to save a town, essentially. Love it.
Night, Louise. Well, yeah, samurai movies are okay for me. I mean, I'm more of a sci-fi guy, and I do like a horror movie. I love to be scared.
Yeah, I know you do.
I love being scared. I love that. Oh, that's.
I gotta hide under a blanket for that stuff.
I love that adrenaline of fear. I just love it. I'm waiting for Us, which I don't think is going to be that scary, to be honest.
No, it's gonna be fucking scary. The trailer looks. Oh my god, I was like freaking out.
The trailer's scary. The movie ain't.
Well, it's the same guy that made Get Out, and apparently I haven't seen it, but I heard it was phenomenal. Jordan Peele made it.
Okay, Get Out was good. It was a good movie. I like the premise of it.
Actually, Todd, he's the guy that's making Twilight Zone right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
The new series.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw his picture on it. But Get Out was good until it got to the end when they were talking about the brain stuff, and I'm like, that's never gonna happen. That cannot happen. I mean,
Oh my god,
that's not reality.
That's like you watching it. Okay, so you do realize that movies aren't real, right? Like when you're watching Fast hilarious, and they do some weird shit with their cars. That's not actually humanly possible.
No.
It's just fucking movie. It's not like you can't go, oh, well, that whole movie sucked because they can't do that in real life. No, because it's a fucking movie.
But
It ain't NASCAR.
It messes. No, NASCAR's real. No. Don't even. All right, but no, it loses me when some of the stuff is just so. There's no way that would happen like that. All
Yeah,
right.
hey, dude, that's called superhero movies. None of that shit's real, but it's still fun.
I don't know, but see, a superhero movie, I don't have any expectations of it being reality. So a superhero, when they do crazy stuff, but when I watch Get Out, I'm thinking all of this is plausible. This could possibly happen in things if they all went that way. But then when it got to a certain part, I'm like, well, you can't just do that.
Okay, well then don't watch us, because isn't it basically it's themselves?
Supposed to be of some. I mean, that's what the preview looks like.
I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen in real life.
I'll watch it, and then I'll make fun of it after it's over.
You're hilarious.
It said that it was going to be out in June. Is when I was watching what I had seen in. There's a website that tells you when some of these movies are supposed to be out. I guess some of the release groups tell you when they're going to release it. It was going to be like June 4th or something like that. We'll see.
The Incredible Hulk will.
What the hell? Incredible Hulk. I'm like,
Heard that. Where did you get it from?
as over there.
It was me.
Let's see. It's like, all right. So Cobra, he's all into the Arnie stuff. I'll be back. He likes all that stuff. And there was numerous Arnies that I liked. Now, some of these later Arnie ones, I'm such a fan of.
Predator. Commando.
Predator's great. And Commando was good.
Yeah.
And I love Terminator. I love the original Terminator.
True Lies.
I didn't. That wasn't me.
Come on, that was fun.
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, hey, little fun fact for everybody.
There's
Apparently, the plane that they were bad guys flying that has his daughter on it in True Lies, when the Hulk and Thor are fighting in the first Avengers movie, and he rips I forget who throws who into it. I think Thor throws the Hulk into it, and then he grabs the plane's wing and whips it at him. It was the same plane. Now, if you're ever on Jeopardy and they ask you that question, there you go. You're all set.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, who else is full of useless information you can't use?
And straight, right here.
I put a YouTube link in the chat for you, Blue, for the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So have you guys seen The Mule?
I have.
You have? What about Mark? We know you have.
I seen a article about a jackass. That's a mule, right?
You're talking to one right now.
Yeah. I thought The Mule was good.
It wasn't great, but it was good.
It was good. It wasn't as good as what was the one El Camino? Was it El Camino, the one where he had the El Camino car? No, it wasn't El Camino. What was
Is that the one where he hated his neighbors and they were Japanese or something?
Yeah, El Camino. I love that movie. Was good. That movie's real good. Mule was good. It wasn't real good. It was good.
I like Gold Eastwood.
Gran Torino. Thank you, Blind. Yeah, Gran Torino. I loved it. I thought it was just so good. Some of the remarks and he's witty without that sarcasm was so good.
That's where the "get off my lawn" meme comes from.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he was just so good at it. Mule is good though. I mean, there's nothing bad.
Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I mean, I give it a good 7. It's worth watching.
7, yeah.
But it gives you. I'll say this: it makes you do the reflect back on your life, and as I am, a guy of 51 years old, and you reflect back on your life of what impact that you've had with your family and what impact have you made?
Yeah, he was a dick.
And some people work and care about themselves so much that they care about nobody else in their life because they're so self-focused and they're caring about their career and being popular and being this and that. I mean, that happens a lot. And when you get to that age of 60, 70 or more, and you start to say, where am I now? Why am I alone? Why am I this? Why am I that? I think it has that great reflection. And to me, it makes you say, you better be happy and impactful today so that you're not alone later. Because if you're a mean person now and you run off every single person in your life, you're going to be old alone. And I don't know if there'd be anything worse than being alone as old and you've got nobody to those other connections. Because, well, I'll give you a little bit of life thing. We're only here for a short period of time. It's what we make an impact on others. Make on others is how you'll live beyond today. And we want
Jesus.
we want
My allergies are acting up.
Jesus.
So, I mean, when I watched that, I thought about that stuff. I thought, we have to be impactful today so that we live on after our days. So, hey, be a good. Your memory and your whatever lives on. So.
The only time I think about stuff like that is when I'm like, I see stars dying from like movies and TV shows now. It's like, kid.
My allergies are acting up.
It's like, fuck, some of these people are my age.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Every which way. Good call.
Yep.
Good call.
Oh,
I like Dirty Harry.
Oh, Dirty Harry. He was just so. But
Dirty.
hey, I've given my little
Philosophy matters.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Philosophy matters.
Yeah. It's no longer streaming matters.
Little Zen moment for y'all guys. You're welcome. Yeah. Hey, Christopher. Please, I haven't seen Christopher Jug. He just jumped in here. I don't know if you've been watching longer. Another one of those long time watching all the time. Let's see. Twister.
I like Twister. It's so cheesy. It's good.
It was
It's fun.
funny. It's funny. I'm laughing. I'm not making fun of it. I'm just thinking it was funny. But hey, one of my favorite movies, and I don't care who hates it or not, Step Brothers. And I made Blue watch it. Step Brothers, there is nothing funnier. I mean, Step Brothers and
Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights. No, the other one, the wedding one.
Wedding
Wedding
Crashers?
Crashers?
No, The Hangover. God bless America.
Oh.
The Hangover. The Hangover and Step Brothers. The two funniest movies ever because I can watch them. I made Blue watch Step Brothers since she hadn't seen it. And she hadn't watched it in forever. And I'm sorry, that movie is so funny. And I mean, masturbating in
What was the line? Did you have your balls on my drum kit?
Yeah. No, he's like, have you been on my drum kit? He's like, no. And he's like, you were on my drum kit. Why are you sweating? He says, I was watching Cops. He says, no, I wasn't. He says, Cops doesn't come on for 30 more minutes. He goes, you're on my drum sets. And he starts, he goes, I'm going to make your drum set play damn Moby Dick. And he's like, takes his balls and he's like rubbing them on the drums. He's like, no. But I'm telling you, the funniest part though, when he says, I have every Playboy magazine from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. He says, really? He says, yes, like masturbating in a time machine. I mean, that's classic. Masturbating in a time machine. I don't know. It's just funny to me. I was like, that'd be so great. And that was after they.
Some kind of technical difficulties here.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I thought it was just me because we got horrible friggin' internet lately.
I
Either
tried
need a
back
new
out
router or
and
new
back
modem. Oh, there goes Todd.
in.
Todd, you broke YouTube. Somebody just said.
There's only 41 people watching, so that's weird. The only movie I watched recently was Monty Python, Life of Brian.
Oh my God, that was a good one.
That's just
Life of Brian. Is that the one with the Catholics and the Protestants?
yeah.
Oh Christ, that's hilarious.
Also, The Meaning of Life. That one's awesome.
Any Monty Python is good. I'm always baffled when people don't like Monty Python. I just don't get it.
I mean, Kill a Rabbit. That's good shit. Black Knight.
Oh my gosh. All right, sorry. I don't know why my cable all of a sudden decided to act up and kick off, pay my bill. I did pay my bill. All right, so what I said, and I'm talking to my damn self when I was saying it. I was saying, all right, we've been at 2 hours now. We need to probably wrap up the show. All right, so hey, I will say this. Blue, I'm going to give you time. All right, this is your Game of Thrones time. Do you want to talk about Game of Thrones or do you not?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I know, like with me, I don't want spoilers for stuff I haven't seen.
But it's good.
Yeah, Kate. Oh, I do have advice though. It is really dark. You've probably heard how dark it is. It is. So, but the problem for me is I play video games and I had my TV on game settings, which darkens the screen. So if you're going to watch it, either watch it in vivid or standard. Otherwise, it's really, really hard to see.
Yes, and that is a good point. Turn up the brightness in your TV because you're right. It is dark.
I know. When I downloaded it, I was like, "What the fuck? I got a bad copy." So I grabbed another one. I was like, "Son of a bitch."
Well, I guess the guy was sort of blaming people, and in a small way it is, but it is too dark. But he also said when they made it, it wasn't that dark, but that when HBO compressed it,
Yeah,
for viewing, that it got darker. So I'm kind of hoping when they do Blu-ray down the road for it, it'll be better.
yeah. He kind of defended himself, saying, that's how they wanted it. They wanted it dark, but then the encoding fucked it up.
Yeah, because I mean, I get that you want it dark. It's a nighttime fight. It's got like snowstorms and shit going on, but it was like literally where you couldn't tell who was who, and like that's just ridiculous.
Just gotta turn the brightness up on your TV. That's all.
Yeah.
If you watch it, as she said, turn it up. I used
Vivid or sport,
and I could see it.
and I used standard. If you play video games or anything like that, you probably have your TV, or you have your TV set to theater or game, or
Cinema.
change it.
Yeah.
You know what I did? I started it up, and then I had a scene where it was like somebody's face clear, and I paused it, and then I switched through all my settings till I could see them right, and then after that, that's how I went with it.
So yeah, folks, that's your Game of Thrones advance. All right. Oh, Chris, I was supposed to give steak advice first. Okay. So real quick, DJ Themes, good night. All right. Ribeye is my number one steak. I don't care what other steak you want to have. You can keep a filet. You can keep a New York strip. You can keep a T-bone because a T-bone is nothing but a filet and a New York strip, but you can keep both of those. Ribeye is my very, very, very favorite. If you can't afford a ribeye and you have to go for a cheaper steak, look for either a chuck eye, and you're not going to find a lot of those because there's only like a very small amount every chuck they cut, so very small. So chuck eye, or there's a new steak that a lot of places are doing is flat iron. Flat iron also is a pretty decent steak, and it tends to be on the lower end. So ribeye, I don't care what people say. It's got fat, and it should. That is the one that's going to be the best. Filet has no flavor. New York strip, it's all right.
I like a little fat, especially when you barbecue and it's all like gristly. Ooh.
Well, yeah. Didn't I fix a ribeye when you were here?
Damn straight, Skippy.
Yeah, and it had that fat on it, and
So good.
Freaking awesome is what it is. I mean, okay. So, yeah, that's the best steak. Like I said, I gave you some options. Chuck eye, because that actually comes off the same muscle as the ribeye. It's a little bit closer into the shoulder. Or top blade. And top blade is a little hard to find. but not bad. It is a good steak. It's got a little marble in it. But if you're, I don't want no fat, go with sirloin fillets or New York strips if you're anti-fat. Fat makes it good. That's how I stay so slim. If you guys would follow my diet, everybody would be this damn size. Just follow my diet.
Walk 18,000 miles a day? No thanks.
I walk a lot. I do a lot of steps. And I'm M&Ms, beer,
Yep.
soda, McDonald's. I stay pretty fit.
That's the same way as me, and I'm skinny.
Yeah.
Oh my
See?
God.
See? Look
I
at
think you
Right.
both have jobs though where you're constantly moving. See, my job is sitting in a chair.
Well, mine too. I barely move.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got a person that's stuck in bed. What can you do except just sit around doing nothing?
You don't go from bed to bed like helping them. You just
No,
sit there
I
and work?
do. I do home health care one-on-one.
Oh, okay.
So I'm on my laptop all day, downloading.
Oh, so you're just a skinny bastard, just in general, like Todd is.
I'm not going to
All
say
right.
that to Cobra because Cobra's been working out, so I don't even want to tell you my weight, Cobra, because I know you've been working out, pumping iron. You all damn muscular and shit. I ain't all that damn muscular. I'm just damn skinny as shit. So, and I don't even know what stones. See, you're going to say what stones and all that shit.
Times it by 14 to get pounds.
Whatever a stone. I don't know.
Times it by 14 to
Well,
get pounds.
So, all right. So I'll go ahead. We'll finish up. Blue, what you got to finish up with, babe?
Nothing. I'm good. Thank you. That was fun. A lot of stuff. Vader, ES File Explorer. That's good. Good to know all that stuff.
Yep. What about you, Mr. Grindhouse?
Nothing really. Just don't be morons and Cody. It's about it.
All right.
And if you're gonna fork something, please leave the original dev's name in it.
Yes, and if you're going to fork it, that doesn't encompass changing the name and pictures only.
I actually just said that to somebody. He's
Yeah,
like,
I
"How do
saw
I
that.
fork this?" And I said, "Change the name and change the icons." Most people won't get beyond that, to be honest. He doesn't. Destiny guy doesn't care what they do with it. They can grab it and just do that, and he's fine with that.
Yeah, but I mean, most of the time, people do some kind of changes that makes it a little bit more.
Not usually. No, I'd say 90% don't.
We hope that people do, but so all right. So thanks to you guys. I want to thank the Mr. O'Neill who jumped on before the show, and he was at a caravan. So thanks to him. Thoughts out to him. He's at the caravan enjoying himself. Thanks for Bocchino for coming on. I appreciate it. I love it when he comes on and he's able to hang out with us. And I've offered anytime that anybody wants to come on the show. If you want to come on the show, hit me up on Twitter, Telegram, somewhere like that. I'm willing to have you on. I mean, you don't need to come here and try to sell your product if you got a product sell. But if you got some knowledge to share with us, talk about some product, no problem at all. If you got a YouTube channel you want to talk about, fine. I'd love to have people on. I just don't want to have somebody coming on, hey, come by my VPN or come by my IPTV. I'm not here to
vanish.
I'm not here to sell.
Yeah, we talked about that.
If you're here to talk about something and share some knowledge and share some talk, great. So I want to thank everyone for coming on. Again, watch out for ES File Explorer. Don't install it. Get rid of it. Ditch it. Be careful. It's probably installed all kinds of crap on your device. Maybe, like Bocchino said, you might need to wipe that device and start over because you probably have some malware or some services or things installed that you don't know about, even uninstalling ES File Explorer.
Yeah, kind of like Indigo.
Yeah. We're not going to Indigo because as much as we all love Indigo, the Vader gone, done. You know, it is what it is there, and you're going to see a lot of be careful of what IPTVs you sign up for because the vultures are going to be circling. They're going to be offering all kinds of greatness on that stuff. Be careful what you sign up for. Hide behind a VPN if possible. Use RD or Premiumize or something like that to hide so that you're not using a torrent. Don't use torrents if you don't understand how torrents work. Just be safe about that. We talked about Destiny. If you want to join some of those groups, send me a thing on Telegram. I will be happy to send you links to some of those groups. I try not to post too many of those links over here on the side chat because whoever can link. If you put a little effort in to find me, I mean, it's not hard to find me on Telegram. So I saw on YouTube installing Destiny, and he had Indigo installed. Okay, so all right. So if you see someone that had Indigo installed, they're not the brightest candle in the box. And I mean, I'm not a fan of Indigo. Just they're here for Indigo is here for one reason, and that is to get on as many devices and to sell you something. Why do you think Indigo does?
My sister and her boyfriend brought me their box the other day. They're like, "Oh, I got a bunch of old add-ons on here. Not sure what to do." So I'm like, "Okay." I fire it up. Like I said, I hadn't used it in a while, and because they had was placenta or something on it,
Yep,
all of a sudden
placenta repo
popped up. I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like the fact that it auto installs its shit. That I have a problem with.
Yeah, it's not even if Indigo was its own app and you went and you sought it out to install it, fine.
Yep, exactly.
But when it force installs because you have another repo and someone abandons that repo, and abandon that repo means Placenta's developer said, "I'm not going to develop it. I'm closing Placenta." He closed his repository on GitHub. Well, Indigo developer says he didn't do it, but surprise, somehow someone takes over someone recreates the Placenta repo. And since they recreated it with the same URL, it redirected and installed Indigo and Exodus and all that stuff. And again, Indigo telling you, "Hey, buy this VPN. Here's this VPN link."
Yeah.
Okay. Again, it's a sales pitch. And I talked about that earlier. Guys, I'm not here to sell you shit. I don't care if you buy a jack from me. I ain't selling nothing. Just be smart. When you see these people sell, buy this, this is what you need. Why are they saying that? They're 9 times out of 10, they're telling you that because they're getting a kickback from it. Okay. So you can't believe what they're saying. So, it's, so if you shouldn't see it from installing Destiny.
If you have a repo and it's on Git and you get a letter or you don't get a letter and you just want to close it and you're popular, just delete everything that's on your repo, but leave the repo open.
Yes.
That way, no one can hijack it.
Yes. And because if you have a repository, even if it's empty, if you have a repository and it's empty, nobody can take it over. But when you delete your repository, let's say that I have a repository, DeButcher. I created a repository, DeButcher, and I have all these great add-ons. And I get a letter from ACE, MPAA, and I get a letter from them, and they say, "You know what? We're going to go after you if you don't stop, cease and desist." And I say, "You know what? I'm going to cease and desist. Get rid of all my add-ons. I'm stopping. I'm out of here." So I close all my stuff. If I delete my repository, anybody can come in and create a DeButcher repo after I close mine. And when they create DeButcher repo after I've left, they can put whatever they want in that repository. And anybody that had my repository before, because they loved my add-ons before, they will be forced add-on updates because they had my repository and I dropped it. So if you have a repository, if you're a person that's like, "I'm going to get out of the Kodi scene because I don't want this," just don't delete your repository, just empty it. You're not going to get in trouble if it's an empty repo. If you just get rid of all the stuff that's in it and leave your name there, nobody can hijack it. But once you delete it, anybody can overtake or hijack that name. And then now they are that add-on or they're that repository. That's what's happened, 3-4 times now? We've seen that. And the people that are behind Indigo say they don't do this, that this is somebody else. Just seems pretty suspicious that it's the same people that keep doing it. So, I don't know. So it's just watch it. Be careful. Like she said, if you have a repository and you want to close it, don't delete it. Just get rid of everything that's in it.
And the main thing is, if an add-on dies, like Todd said earlier, shit changes. So if it dies, just give it up and move on to the next one that's going to take its place. Because if you're going to keep searching for these add-ons that are dying, you're going to get super repos and all this shit. You're going to get all this crap in your system. And then you're going to come crying, "Why isn't my shit working? Why is it so slow?"
Yeah.
Why is it crypto mining?
Yeah. I mean, you just never know. And I've said it, and this is when you install a repository or something, you are basically allowing that repository, that you're saying that repository is safe on your device. You've given the keys to your device to that repository. They can come in at any point and put what they want on it. So you need to be careful.
Yeah, because there was a couple of add-ons that I installed them on my PC, and right away it's getting flagged for my antivirus. But on majority of your other systems, like your Fire Sticks and shit, you're not going to see that.
No, because you don't have the warning systems on those.
Yep.
There's no warning system. So, Stan, I wasn't talking about SuperDell. I mean, if he wants to promote stuff, that's fine. I mean, I'm just saying in general, I'm careful, and I knew there's lots, and I didn't call.
SuperDell's been around a long time, and he is quite reliable.
There's a lot of YouTubers that promote a lot of stuff, and again, I'm not saying don't follow that guy, don't watch his videos, because it's up to you. It's a free world. Watch whoever you want. I'm just saying, if someone's promoting a certain product, why are they promoting that product? I always ask the question, why are they promoting that product? Is that product good, or is it because they're going to get a kickback every time I click? When I click on Amazon, that guy has an Amazon link and I click it. Now, I have that Amazon cookie on my device. Let's say I go buy something else from Amazon, but I didn't buy what they had. Do you know that person can actually get a little bit of a kickback because that cookie for Amazon is on my device, on my browser? Just saying, that's what, because YouTube you don't make jack from. I mean, most guys don't make money from YouTube anymore. YouTube gives you very little. I make $100 maybe every 8 months, 9 months. I make $100, maybe. Okay? So if most of these guys, if they're wanting to make money from it, they're not making it from YouTube. They got to make it from other ways. So I'm not calling out any one guy. I'm not. That's for you to judge. I have no issue with SuperDell.
And the indicator should be when you look at their video details and you see 50 links. There's only one reason for those links, and it's like Todd said, they're getting kickbacks.
Yeah, there was a thing for Destiny. I saw a thing, a video for Destiny this week, and when it popped up, did you see it? Did you see it, Groundhouse? As soon as it popped up, it actually didn't even hardly give the title. It actually gave, if you want, IP Vanish was like the headliner comments as for the video. And it's like, wait a minute, it's not, hey, this is the greatest add-on. It has this features, this and this. When you saw the title, and then all it was here's something we're selling you. I was like, wait a minute, why is that the first thing you see? I mean, I don't know, but that's me. I'm a little bit, where I look at things, I look at why people do things. I look at why. Why are you doing that? So,
I mean, if you learn Kodi and realize it takes a little bit of upkeep, you can do it yourself without buying shit from people.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Let me roll out of here. I need to do a makeup, guys, to make up. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know what? People make money all different ways. I don't even care no more. I mean, I give people advice, and you take it, don't take it. That's fine. And I don't knock on other guys for making money. I will just say, pay attention to stuff. Just pay attention. And again, I don't have beef with anybody. I don't got beef with any YouTubers except for one who's kind of heavy set and I really don't like. And I need to talk about that guy because
Stop talking about Juggernaut like that.
No, I like Juggernaut. No, it's not.
He's not heavy set. He's muscular.
I wouldn't fight with Juggernaut, to be honest. Juggernaut and I'd be like, hey, boss, whatever you want. He's that biker freaking look, man. Nah, we're good. He's the kind of guy I want as my friend. I want you beside me. When someone starts talking shit to me, I'll be like, man, this is my homie right here. All right. So thanks for everybody for watching. We went too long. I've been rambling on. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being around. I'll try to do a show next Friday. I might do it from, what was that thing that we talked about earlier? Whatever that app I was using. I may do that because I thought it was kind of neat the way that the chat, people's messages actually pop up right there on the channel. I might do that as a play just to try on it. So watch and watch Twitter and all that kind of crap like that to look for the link for my live show. So because it may not be in an event. Hey, thanks for everyone joining. Thanks for everybody watching. And hey, have a great damn day.